from inspiration to transformation.
Oh, when will these villains end? Magic mirror on the wall, again and again. Maleficent, Captain Hook, and Cruella air their dissatisfaction.
I can't buy it. There's nothing to them, it's a riot. How you supposed to argue with someone else's imaginary friend never existed in the first place? Why you enabling their hallucinations? Non-existent beings didn't commit wholesale robbery, you did, bitch. Doesn't make it right just cause you got rich. It is real, you say. Here's the precedent and aside, a head note from a reporter. See, he mentioned it. Oh my bad, didn't know extraordinary claims like artificial entities or persons under the 14th Amendment.
Yeah, can you hear me? Uh, not much. Thanks for having me. Good to be here. Phew. Uh, Probably about 3 years now, 2 or 3 years, maybe. So not too, yeah, not too long. I've always written about it, but not so directly. It was more metaphorically before, and like poetry and things like that.
Side note, can we start suing AI too? At least that shit pretend to be a person and it listens too. Even if it's just simulation of filter
Hmm.
calculating for optimum conversation, I can ask it for its
Yep,
point of view.
yep.
Your frustrations. Who do I talk to? Slow down.
Oh yeah,
Slow down.
absolutely.
We know it's
It's a strange position to be in, knowing what I know. um, and seeing what I'm writing about right in front of me, and yes, it's a very strange position to be in. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the thing that I've realized is I personally don't think anybody's happy on any side of this equation. It's just not sustainable. It doesn't meet what we actually need as humans.
Hey,
Um,
I'm gonna cut you off because they couldn't hear me.
okay,
They could hear me when I was by myself, but when I switched over, they couldn't hear me.
got it.
Basically, what I said, guys, I said, welcome to the vertical war, Anthony. You've only been here 3 years working retail for the people selling watches, well, and writing about it, the vertical war. Well, I've been doing it for 10, 12 years, not writing about it, but preaching it to every single freaking customer, I'll tell you, because 12 years, I think I've gotten $4.50 raise. So now that you guys can hear me, I'll return back to Anthony. He was explaining to us how he thinks that, how even though he works with completely different retail customers that I do, where I don't mean to be rude. It's not supposed to be rude. I work in a trailer park, so I work with trailer park customers who are very low income and they don't have a lot of manners, the way they talk and whatnot. I'm sure it's a whole different show, but I think we get to see the same kind of extraction engine and the way it affects people.
Absolutely. And like I've worked construction before, as a laborer and stuff. So I also worked with a lot of people like what you're describing. It's just, but in the field I'm in now, yeah, it's just the other side of the coin. Like, there's still, like I said, there's just this sense of a need, this like unfulfillment that they're trying to satisfy. Um, with these purchases, it seems like a lot of the time, and there's still like so much performance,
Mm-hmm.
with
So,
with that.
so when I work at the gas station, I have to use a whole bunch of tools to do my job, right? One of those famous ones I like to talk about is that nasty sponge that we have to use all day long to clean so many different types of dishes, to the fact that we're using like a brown sponge by the end of the night. I complained to my boss about it, and they say that they don't want to switch the sponge because it comes out of their bonus, right? So there's a lot of tools like that. I could tell you, let's just say there's a broom, when instead of fixing the handle, it's just covered in duct tape, right? And sometimes it's they don't even just not fix things. When something breaks, it's gone. Or in some cases, they just take things away. Like, we don't even have tissues anymore. I'm wondering about what kind of tools you work with. I don't know, maybe they don't treat it the same way, micromanaging for profits, but maybe they do. Have the tools changed at all with your job?
Yes, I would say the tools aren't so focused on like cutting every externality, like extraneous cost, or what they think they can get away with cutting. It's the tools are much more focused on presentation and appearance, in terms of everything is very coordinated and intentional, and how everything is presented, and the entire technique for like presenting the merchandise. It's very like, there's strict rules, and they have a whole formula and system, so it's all about appearance.
It feels to me like they've given you more tools to do more work.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's another way of pushing a retail employee. I feel like for us, where I work, where we're kind of treated, unfortunately, like the bottom of the barrel. We're not even getting new tools as they're giving us new things to do. And we're expected to do it because it makes our bosses richer. That's literally what our bosses tell us.
The irony, or what's crazy to me, is like, arguably, people need gas far more than they need luxury products, right? Like, it's a far more essential role. So, but I feel like that's society. Like, it's inversed. Like, the more essential your task is, the more it serves the infrastructure and all the people, the less you are valued or paid, and the more that you are able to abstract and you just kind of skim off the top, extract whatever, the more you're paid and respected,
Yeah, Diego just said in chat, where'd it go? Why can't I see it anymore? What was it? There it is. Every tool in service of increasing sales or efficiency in terms of sales. I'm here to argue that they gave up with that at the dollar stores. That is not the way it works anymore. They convince you to be loyal to the store to get sales now. They convince you that if you want the best deal, you have to sign up for an app and show up to this store every day, accumulate points, and buy the sales that they offer you. That's how the stores that I work at are. They don't give us no new tools. They take them all away. And they say, keep it just as clean. And that's how they make more money, is by taking things away from us and not giving the customers anything extra either.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true in a lot of domains, and I think ultimately it's all. I mean, it is all aimed at maximizing profit. However, that's going to be, if that's going to be trying to reduce spending in whatever way they can get away with, or if it's going to be making people more like compelled to purchase your product. And that's where I think a lot of times brands end up replacing where community used to be and where identity used to be. These products position themselves as the new community, as the new belonging, as the new place where people go to feel like they know who they are. Like, because brands are selling identity. They're not really selling products. They're saying, like, if you wear this, you're this type of person.
I agree with that, but I can see a little bit of that where I work because of local affiliation, which no longer means anything. And to explain that, the gas station I work at started as a local gas station chain that became really popular in the area. It's called Cumberland Farms, and it was really popular for treating its employees a lot better than other gas stations, and having better bonuses for regular employees. A lot of stuff you would expect a small, thriving business that wants to give to their communities. The only problem was they decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And they sold the company to a conglomerate that owns a lot of chain stores all throughout. I'll say they go past regions, and they make their own regions. It's like 30% of the United States near the New England corner, going towards down all the way to Florida, actually. And my point is, people go there thinking that they're helping small businesses when they're not. And that's the only brand loyalty that these companies have. They didn't even earn it anymore because the people running the store aren't the ones who earned that title. Now that's completely different, I bet, than luxury sales.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot invested in advertising when it comes to luxury sales. So there's a lot of work done ahead of time. But then like, I mean, that's the thing I most struggle with it is that I really do feel like it shows how loneliness and isolation have been like manufactured and taken advantage of by the entire consumer culture, because it's like establishing these pseudo relationships over products. Like people used to have relationships over shared interests, hobbies, same community, stuff like that. And but it's, at least in this area, I don't even know where people go to hang out, just to hang out. So like a lot of people end up
the culture
like hanging out
in terms of what it means to socialize, I think. And then whether that's okay or not is a different argument than what are these people with all the resources doing to take advantage of this new culture.
Yeah.
But
well, they're just
go ahead.
Yeah.
Something to say?
I mean, manufactured scarcity is one of the biggest ones, right? Like they know that makes people want things, and they know it'll make them really wait and crave and want more, and they like definitely have mastered that, I think.
Samus, you make a good point. You say you want to break away from the whole consumerism thing, even if this needs the help of AI to prevent the overall consumer effect. You're talking about a utopia that actually is like an alternative timeline. And like, imagine right now, AI, we admitted it was built on stolen information, right? And it's not stolen from one person. It's not stolen from a group of people. There's no way to actually pay back the people they stole it from. But that's the lie, actually. We could be replacing this consumerism mindset with a basic income because that's how they can give back. And I'm not trying to say it from a socialist, let's redistribute wealth for the sake of it. Even though I do have a little bit of, I don't think we should be accumulating so much capital. That's not even why I'm saying it. I'm saying it because that's the history of humanity's work. Why the hell does one company get to make all the money off of it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's so it's the same as any new technology we've gotten, where it has great potential, right? Like when we got phones, when we got the radio before that, internet, all of that, like all of it opened a lot of doors for a lot of really awesome things. But sure enough, like it was captured for capital ultimately. So the technology that could serve and really connect the world and bring people together, or help provide better quality of life for everyone, that's not how they're using it. They're using it to make as much money as they can or do whatever, you know. And same thing with social media. It was supposed to make us, you know, more social, which I'd argue that it has definitely not. And I think the statistics show significant like increases in
Define social though.
social in terms of like a feeling like belonging and connected and
We have more
a part of.
engagement now.
Yes, engagement, but engagement increases generally with conflict, and these platforms know that, a lot of them, so they amplify conflict and extreme views and content because their ultimate goal is to keep you on their platforms as long as possible. So instead of serving true like community building connection, which it can if you're really intentional with it, but it serves more to build a lot more extremism and division and a feeling of there's a lot of comparison that happens because, you know, the ads target to make you feel less than, like it's very much weaponized to be antisocial and not like to make us less agreeable.
I want to
with each
say
other.
they make it easier for us to engage with topics that they find are profitable.
Yes, which
They're
tend
not
to be
they could be trying to make it easier. China has policies in their social media apps that make it so children and students, the content is not geared to maximize the profit in consumer. It's geared to maximize their interest in learning.
yes,
And it
correct.
might be
And that's-
propaganda, but it's still not. It's not consumerism propaganda.
Right, but the point is, that's the point. Like the technology is the technology, and we can use it either to serve humanity or to serve profit. And you know, to me,
Oh, Steve,
I think it's
Steve just asks you if you just alluded to Peter Thiel.
no, but yes, I'm aware that he is very much has used social media and those type of things for his purposes. And is that what he's referring to?
I don't know, because they did ask a question saying, isn't that what taxes are for? Which makes me think that they think the progressive tax structure is enough to deal with accumulated capital, which I think is ridiculous.
They don't. Most of them don't even pay taxes. They get a lot of tax breaks and everything. So yeah, maybe, but I don't see it.
That is what taxes are supposed to be for.
Yeah,
How about that?
I mean, the wealthiest get the biggest tax cuts for what I've seen. They know what they're doing and they know how to get around it. So like,
How many yachts are somebody allowed to have before their neighbor dying of starvation is unethical?
well, look, hey, you know, who knows? All I know is that I have not discovered an
I just want to say
ethical
right here,
way.
bro, I'm sorry to
get
cut
there.
you off because the people are probably hearing my point of view so bluntly for the first time. I am a capitalist. Capitalism started with the wealth tax. If you don't know the history of capitalism, the capitalism the United States runs on today is a bastardized version of it, completely remolded by elites.
Mhm.
And if that's a whole nother lesson for another day. I feel like I got to get back to introducing you to answer.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun one. Who is the bigger freak? The guy begging me for a free slushie at 3 a.m. because he don't got enough money and fucking he can barely even say his words right, or the guy begging you for a Rolex allocation at 3 p.m.
I mean, I would say the one begging for the Rolex, because the other guy, it sounds like he's trying to meet an immediate physical need. Like he's thirsty, right?
Yeah.
Like that's his body. His body is like, I'm thirsty. I need to drink. Like, so that's survival based. nobody needs a Rolex. Sorry. Like, nobody's gonna die without one.
But you need a job, and that's why you're selling them.
Right. And I mean,
I'm not
I'd
saying
love-
that to make you feel.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say that this market is so much demand for some reason.
yes.
That I know there's
Yeah.
a lot of jewelry stores around and watch stores around.
Mhm.
It's not like you're a rare breed of exactly. So I find that a little interesting. Give me the example of an angry customer.
Okay, so angry customer, I'll give when there was somebody who needed a repair done, and we needed information from them about the watch that they had turned in, and they said, okay, I'll get it to you, and they called back in a few days, and we're like, okay, so did you get it done? And I explained to them I was waiting to hear from them, and if they sent it over, I could get started. And they just lost it. I mean, they just went nuts and started yelling on the phone, insulting, and I kept calm the whole time. But it got to a point where I finally had to say, like,
smiles,
listen,
smile.
Yeah. I'm trying to help you here, and like, if you want me to help, I can. But if you keep yelling at me, I'm gonna have to hang up. Like, and I don't know that most people in this business would even say that. A lot of people I've watched just sit there and take it till it's done. But I'm also
I
trying
don't have to at my job. I was lucky. My boss told me if I ever feel uncomfortable, because she knew that I was I'm not just going to say it for no reason, that I could just walk away, and if someone else wants to take them, they can, and if they don't, we don't have to serve them. And that probably has a lot to do with us being a low sale per customer store. I bet you have a lot more pressure.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I let my boss know when that had happened, and the customer, when they came in a few weeks later to pick it up, like, they wanted to talk to the manager. They talked to them for like an hour, obviously, about me. And, it was all good because we had already explained it. But, I mean, it's just people like that. Like, they just, I don't know what it is, because it was such a simple issue, but they wanted it their way. And I guess the way they get their way is like yelling and bullying.
So, what's the most expensive watch you sold?
Me personally, probably $20,000 watch.
Okay. So I was thinking like a small house,
more.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are some that go for a lot more, but me personally, because I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, but you haven't handled the sale of them. I was wondering if they have like some super powers to like slow down time or some shit.
No, none of them do. I mean, they're beautiful pieces. They're really nice. Some of them they're very skillfully made, but no, I don't necessarily know that any of them are justify the price, especially when you start getting the like $1 million watches.
No. When the economy crashes tomorrow, you're gonna open up that case for me. I'll do a switch. I can give you mad free slushies.
Yeah. There we go.
Dude, I don't even work there no more. They'll let me get it. Says I reconnected. Testing 1 2. I think the stream died. Welcome back. The stream died. They can't hear you yet. Let me fix that.
No, I got it.
All right, you got
We're
it.
good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just got to set up the chats, but you're in the middle of talking.
Yeah, that's okay. Probably not too important.
Well, we were talking about the fact that if the economy crashes tomorrow, you better crack that shit open for me.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even joking.
I know.
The way I look at high fashion is like, if it wasn't so expensive, some things I'd wear, but there's other things I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. I mean, look, they're nice things, and it's okay to like nice things, and people want nice things. I get that. It's just when you know how. To me, it's not about that. It's just that we misvalue things in society. So I think that's the issue, is like we've assigned value to the wrong things, and generally things that extract and take away are rewarded more so than things that nurture and give.
I
And
think a lot of people would agree with you.
Yeah.
On both sides of the aisle, and they wouldn't even think you're talking about money.
Right, and that's the point. But money's supposed to be value. But to me, it's so divorced from value. It's like, what is it even? I don't even know what it means.
I treat it like oxygen, but it's the oxygen that you fucking hate breathing.
It's the oxygen that like reduces how much it is every year because of inflation. So like you're breathing less and less oxygen every year.
I don't hoard oxygen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because if I have tons of it, I'm taking some other people might need to breathe.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, what happens when you become billionaires, trillionaires? What's happening? All that capital is just
I
sitting
guess
there.
you go
like,
and buy watches.
Yeah. But it's not going back in the economy. And then and then they're wondering why the economy's not moving. It's like, well, you got like more than 50% of people and you're not moving it.
They're not worried. The people with lots of money, typically, depending on their industry, most of them aren't that worried because the stock market hasn't looked like it's really struggling in a long time. It's all about wages and real prices and all that. They do like to warn about a recession with the credit bubble, but
yeah, but I mean, I know they act like it's a surprise. It's not. Like, if you just do the math, it's totally predictable. It's calculable. It's calculated. They know exactly what they're doing, and
that's why they
know
get
that
hurt the least from it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at every crash we've had, and the money that keeps moving up. Like, it's clear.
We have to stop corporate socialism. I'm a capitalist. Socialism is real. There's some good parts of socialism. I don't need to get into it. Like, healthcare is something we can talk about socialist policies about. But if we want to talk about delegating, like working and earnings, there's processes of doing that involve socialist ideas. But capitalism is important for innovation. I just want to reiterate. Fair capitalism, guys. You need to. I'm so sick of the socialism smear. I have to preemptively bring it up. Yeah, that distracted me. What were you just talking about? I felt like I had a lead up, and I had brought that up in between to like cover my ass.
What was I talking about? Let's see. We were talking
corporate
about
bailouts. We gotta stop the fucking corporate socialism. Like, dead ass. Yeah. That's real socialism. But it's not done for the purpose of helping people. So there's not even like helping the normal person. The only reason why people think it does is because it allows us to keep the status quo.
Yes.
We don't have to do any major changes, which to a lot of people sounds great because a lot of big changes, it sounds stressful. They don't know what that means for their wallet.
Right.
And I can understand that. That's what I deal with talking to my dad all the time. He's like, sure, maybe there is another way to do it, but what is it? Is it going to hurt everybody? People are going to have to suffer along the way, right? It's like, I don't fucking know, probably.
Not necessarily. I mean, but that's part of like the programming, right? Like, the idea is like these things we're too far in, right? We're too invested. It's too big, to fail. It's like normal people are the ones who are going to get hurt. Like, says who? Like, let's try it out, let's see. Because so far they still get hurt and screwed over.
It's like war, man. It's like war. When you go to war and it's a just cause, like, I'm defending my country, that's an enemy. God bless you. You're fighting knowing that you might fucking be ruining your life. Like, throwing it all away. It's the same idea. You're doing it for a better future for others.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's the same mindset. But when you're home and you're safe, there's not the same adrenaline. You got the culture that tells you you gotta win, win, win.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. I do know, but that's not the topic. I'm gonna look at the chat. What people be talking about? Money's just a means to an end. Everyone's just vibing 100% with Fire Tone. People are already suffering. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, how you feel about being a spy in the palace?
Nah. I mean, that's how I try and look at it, honestly, because that's what makes it more tolerable. I'm good with it. Like, to me, I've always liked like rebelling or in any way I could, if I could, especially if I saw like unfairness, inequality. If I found myself in a position that I don't necessarily want to be in, like I am now, where I'm doing a job that I don't necessarily agree with, but I have to work, I have to earn money, provide for my children and stuff, like I'd at least like to try and take whatever I'm getting from that job and use it to like share and inform and document what I see.
Yeah. It's kind of like why I kept doing two jobs for a while there, even though a month ago it felt like, oh, I could take a risk and jump down to just Substack, focus on Substack. I wanted, really, my parents, God bless them, I need to make myself more independent just because they're pressured. The money, they didn't trust the online stuff, right? They have the idea that standard job is more safe. So I can understand where you're coming from, because while I still don't think I make enough for that, because the extra money I'm making, I'm trying to reinvest into making something bigger right now. I guess that's the same thing. Right, but that's just not kids. It's like I'm trying to share with people, right? I think I am.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's still getting back to something beyond yourself, right? Like,
Yeah, I think I said that to you guys in our private chat. I was like, this Common Sense Rebel is my baby. It's like, because I was saying how I'm not a dad. I know you're a dad. Sometimes I don't want to be an adult, but especially now, with all these people looking up to me. Well, I don't know how to say look up to me, but it's more like they see what I'm doing, they like it, they want me to keep doing it, they're giving me money to keep doing it. I got responsibilities, right? And it's like I actually care about it. I don't want to disappoint these people. So it feels like it's like I don't want to ruin the expectations and the trust I've gained. It's probably the same when you have a kid. It's like, I don't want to ruin this. I want to make sure that this stays with me and it grows with me.
Absolutely. I mean, anything we truly value and care for, we invest in, like we give our time, our energy, our effort, our best, we don't take it for granted. It's something, and we know, like, and that's the thing that I think confuses me is like, if we want certain things to change or get better, or if we want to improve like aspects of our life or society and stuff, like we have to take action. Like we have to put energy into it. We have to actively support it. Like things don't just grow just cause, really, I mean,
especially not when all the incentives in our current life are set up for things to work a certain way.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to build something else, but all the incentives are telling you not to.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You have to imagine a reward. There's nothing in society other than fringe groups on the internet like us telling you that there's an alternative while admitting that we don't even know what it is. But the whole point is we're fucking sick of this shit.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's like my main like premise. The thing that I've like sort of built my understanding on is the society we're living in. Like it's engineered. Everything is engineered. Like our entire environment, our food, our media.
I like to think of it like that convergent complexity more than
right.
Engineered by someone who's so smart they knew it was gonna end up like this. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, I'm not implying like
I know.
engineered.
I just want to clarify
of,
to those listening.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I'm just saying like everything has been designed with a specific purpose, and that purpose has not been aimed at maximizing human flourishing or meeting human needs, and a lot of it has been aimed at making us dependent and relying on systems so we can be controlled and contained and nudged. And
I would argue there are points in history it's kind of like a cycle where they do a better job of pretending that they're caring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
We're back at like a full circle where they're not really pretending anymore, and they're openly talking about transhumanism concepts in their anti global warming stance, all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got to present it as care. Like, we're doing this to help you. We're doing this to make your life easier. And then they get you dependent on whatever it is, right? How, like, most people wouldn't know what to do.
You shouldn't be dependent. And that's like,
right.
They flip it again. And they're like doing the opposite script. And that's where the left and right come from.
Well, yeah. Well, binary is it's maximum compression. So if you want to manage a large system, you need the simplest units possible. 1 0 1 0. Like, it's super easy to manage. You need to compress all the information.
You need to look into, I do systems theory. Systems theory is relevant to almost everything, but how relevant it is, you figure that out as you start applying it. I feel like systems theory is very relevant to what you like to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, everything scales up. Like, someone said something to me when I was like in my early 20s. They said the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And for years, like, I tried to prove that wrong. I couldn't find a case where that wasn't the case, and it helped me see, like, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Like, everything scales.
That's ambiguous.
Yeah. So the way, like, if I tend to, be late for, let's say, my job, like, I'm pretty much gonna be late for almost everything, no matter what. Like, and so I started noticing patterns.
For me too. So I can't.
Yeah. Right. And like,
I'd have to think about it. I bet I could think of some counter examples, but I think I can agree with the pattern.
Yeah. But if you had asked me right off the bat, then, like, are you always late? I'd say, no, I'm only late to things I don't like, or something like that, and then, but come to think, like, once I looked at it, I was like, damn, I am late to everything, even the things I do like, know?
And even when I'm not, because I'm late to lots of things too. Even when I'm not late, I fucking was late. The only reason I'm not is because I fucking skipped the shower, rushed, fucking drove on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's just, and I started noticing that with systems too. Like, it was like, oh, okay, this is that again. Like, I noticed it scaling up. Like, the more involved I got with things, it was like,
if you see familiar inputs, you see a familiar function.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, I can predict how a corporation is going to respond if I know how the dynamics of a narcissistic relationship. It's the same. They use the exact same tactics.
We need to turn our audience into systems theory nerds.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, if we talked about systems theory more than politics, we'd be better off.
I'm good with that because politics to me are largely a distraction at this point, in my opinion.
I think systems theory lets you talk about politics without ever naming a politician's name, and then you can agree on something at the end.
Right. Well, and that's the problem. That's the thing. We are in a system. Like I mean, being alive on planet Earth puts you in a system, like an ecosystem, like just part of life, right? But we also are in this overlay system that we have created, this artificial system. And being an artificial system, like it has even more weird, bizarre rules that it follows.
We can all be scientists, okay? It's not that hard. It's hard to be a scientist that studies physics. It's hard to be a scientist that studies space. But we can all be scientists that study our society.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even have
look
to. Like,
for trends.
Yeah.
I should try to. That sounds fun. I should try to make a tutorial for how to write an article in my forensic style about any topic.
Yeah.
Like a template, because the system, it's easy for me. Let me rephrase. The hardest part of me making an article is deciding what I'm researching, and after I decide, sticking to it. Because as I keep digging, I create more specific research points. But the template of actually laying it all out is not the hard part, especially with AI assistance, I need to admit. But I think even without it, it's easier on the brain. It just takes more time. If you have like a system's idea for how extraction works. So like, for example, if you're looking for a specific type of system, it's very easy. It's like, oh, is this an extractive model? You know?
And that one, in the extraction model, like that's where I think I found like a very unifying and easily like accessible identification for it is that I've noticed every single system that extracts, it extracts by interrupting our ability to feel enough, to feel done, to feel complete. So it basically interrupts the natural cycle of like putting in effort, integrating that experience, getting the reward or rest, and then starting something new. Like it's constant suspension. So it's the subscription model, the ongoing debt, it's the always needing more education, it's the always needing to increase the profit, it's that keeps our system literally in constant seeking and constant suspension. So we literally cannot experience the biological sensation of enough, of done, of safe, of rest.
So we have 10 more minutes before it's an hour. We can go a little bit over that, but I want to bring up one more thing that might seem a little out of the blue for everybody watching, but you'll know why I'm asking this. You wrote something that stuck with me enough that I wanted to add it to interview. You called it the fake red dye. What's the fake red dye to you? What's it to everybody? Why do I think? I'll explain after, but I want you to know. I don't even need the context. You're gonna add the context, but I'll explain why I don't even think it needs it.
Okay, so fake red dye is our attempt to appear to be something we're not, right? Like it's us being more invested in the image of ourselves than in what we are. So whenever we try to use something fake to enhance the way something looks or change the way it looks or to appear to be a certain type of person, it's because we basically mistaken the image for the being. Like being is, we are that, right? We are just that. Like we've grown into that. We've taken action to be that. We experience that. We know what that is. If I'm focused on looking that way, then that means like I'm probably not actually that. And if I'm focused more on appearing that way, I'll never feel the satisfaction and wholeness of being that which I want to appear to be. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. We use the example of the apple, right? To really talk
Yeah.
about the red dye. So that's an easy example. That's a tiny bit of context. If I said, what did you guys think of the fake red dye on the apple? You'd say, oh, well, it makes it look easier to eat. It makes it look prettier. You want to put it in the image on the front of the book instead of the uglier apple, right? The reason why I didn't want to even add context is because I think it's a philosophical stretch, but if anybody's got a philosophical mind, he's describing pretending to be human without really experiencing the human. Fake red dye can just be pretending to fucking bleed blood when you don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And
when I think red dye, I think of the stage plays I used to do, and that's what we used when we wanted fake blood. So, I don't know. I'm gonna use that one more.
yeah.
I really
Yeah, it's
like
just the
that.
feeling of not being real. Like it's the derealization that a lot of us feel in modern society. It's the disconnection from our bodies, from like our innate knowing, from connection. Like it's that experience of like we know a concept, but we don't know what it feels like. Maybe we've never seen it before, you know. Maybe we don't know what it feels like to be like okay, you know, safe, things like that. We can explain it with words, plenty of words for it, all the buzzwords, but like experiencing it, feeling it in the body, you know, what a lot of us lack that. Like we weren't given that because words, we can use words like empty code where we know where they go, we know what they mean, but if we never got the referent, like the felt experience installed,
I think
like
intention has a lot to do with it too. But like what the experience is the main part. Yeah.
well, yeah, and in the context we did use that, and it was in like saying like, you know, a lot of times we expect or we're told to be a certain way, like in the case of like perform your job just as well with inadequate tools to do so, right? Like they want you to appear to make the job. They don't give you what you need to actually do the job, but they want it to still appear like you're doing the job. It just sets up this situation where we're not actually investing in what we want.
Yeah, and in my situation, it's extremely hard, but it feels like they just bought more products to put over the stains, so it's okay.
Yeah, but those are, and that's the point. Like it's all band-aids, you know. Like it's all like little,
all Band-Aids.
like nothing changes, nothing gets better, nothing grows. Like when you focus on the images aren't alive. They're fixed, you know. Like life is growth.
For anybody joining late, this is Fire Tongue, aka Anthony. He writes here on Common Sense Rebel. He also writes on his own Substack at Inspirited. We're actually wrapping up here soon. I'm gonna give Anthony a chance to do what I gave Steven a chance to do, but I wasn't very specific. I want you to convince everybody here why it's a good idea for me to bring you on Common Sense Rebel.
Oh, I don't know. It's a horrible idea. No, I'm just playing.
Sell
Why
yourself.
is it a good idea? Yeah. I mean, I basically think of myself as like the kid who just like literally never stopped asking why, like until I got to like the place where there's no answers, and where nobody could answer why, and then I kept going, and so I'm that person who most of the time have been told you're thinking way too much about this. You're thinking it's not that deep. It's not that big a deal.
It is,
and it is, and I've learned that a lot of the things I've seen and that I noticed and pick up on were genuine and valid and have a purpose. Like they have helped identify, like they've helped people, they've helped me, and I think they're valuable, and they're not. The way I think is in systems, is in relationship. I have an idea.
That's why
and
I got along with you right away.
Yeah, yeah, it like blossoms out into like 50 different domains, like, you know, and so I just see how different pieces fit together, and I think sometimes I struggle with it, but I do think I'm really committed to making it accessible. And one of the biggest ways I do that is anything I share, I try to bring back to the body. And almost all my pieces that I write, I bring back like questions asking you to sit with like how you feel in your body and give words for feeling in the body
You don't
and
give
remind.
people the answers to the questions. You tell them the right questions they need to ask themselves.
Yes. Yes. But
and
also,
it sounds like some kooky spiritual shit, but it's fucking not. I don't know how to talk about it too much because I like storytelling, so I'll start talking about it from a storytelling perspective, which will also turn people off. I need to figure out how to explain that imagination is more than just something people try to tell kids to have. Like, I don't know.
yeah, imagination is like it can be used for great good or great bad, like anything else. And that's, I think I tried to express that earlier. It's like we imagine all the freaking time. Like we imagine that what people tell us is what they mean, right? Like we imagine that what our government might tell us is true. We imagine that money has value, even though it's a piece of paper, right? Like
Uh-huh.
we imagine all these things, like so we imagine all the time, like but we can also imagine different scenarios and different situations. We don't have to be limited to what we've been handed.
The only way to make something new is if we fucking do it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because you're not going to know until you do it, like,
And
because
Anthony,
it's new.
have you considered that with all this systems talk? I think obviously you have, but this is for the audience. What Common Sense Rebel is trying to do is to build a system,
Mhm.
a high
Yeah.
trust system of people working with transparent incentives.
Mhm.
Like this is I'm trying to. I can't think of another word besides network. People might want to puke because of that, but I'm trying to make this a network. And what that means when I say it's transparent, and why I think that's actually so revolutionary, is because there's lots of networks out there, and they'll tell you they're unbiased and balanced, and it's bullshit. We're not unbiased, and we're not balanced. We're
No.
pro-working class, and we hate the extraction engine, and we're gonna fucking admit it. And
Yeah.
that's the news you fucking need. And I don't even care if you don't think you need it. You do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in like I will say what I mean as clearly as possible, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna soften it. I don't believe in investing in illusion. To me, that's a waste of time, energy, effort. Like because like
Balanced
I
news is for when we have balanced times. We don't have fucking
Yeah.
balanced times, man. We got to convince the people who think everything's fine that half our population is about to be fucking eradicated and thrown into the bottom 50%. Like,
yeah. I mean, it is, but that's where it's tough because it's difficult to see, and a lot of people are incentivized just enough to stay in that comfortable numbness
I don't
of
even
like.
think it's that difficult to see for everybody because I'm thinking about my dad. He cares more about doing what he can to protect what he has while it happens.
Mm,
He's like, oh, I'm not going to be the one doing it, so I may as well. Like,
yeah, but and I get that logic, but to me, like this is gonna sound woo woo or whatever,
I
but
should
like
try to get my dad on an interview one day. I wonder if
you should actually. That would be interesting.
it takes some convincing. They really
I
don't
can't
like
get my dad on the no way. He would not. He's not open. Well, we'll just say that.
Does anybody have any questions for Anthony before we wrap up? We've been on for an hour. So this is the end stages. I want to give you guys a chance to. Yeah, I don't blame my parents at all. My parents give me so much. there's no point picking and choosing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we can learn a lot by talking about the struggles with people who are close to us.
Yeah.
Everybody just seems to be vibing, agreeing. No one's got any questions.
Right on.
Hey, it's pretty active chat. Like
Cool.
4 or 5 different people talking pretty often, and obviously there's more than that who chatted. Just thanks, Diego. Thanks, Bacon Commander.
Mm-hmm.
You got any last words you want to say before I wrap it up?
Yeah, let me let's see, like so just a reminder that the system that we're in and the things we're facing, like opposition feeds them, any emotional reaction feeds them, right? So the best thing we can do is gain clarity, because clarity they can't work with. If we see through them, if we see what's actually happening, if we see through the double speak, the propaganda, all of that, they can't do any, like, then we reclaim our agency and ability to actually choose. That doesn't mean we can immediately change things, but it means we're not feeding them.
How about we give to the audience, let's not focus on what our neighbors stand for. Let's focus on what information they're taking and how we can explain to them that the information source, that they should maybe look at other ones too. Because I think when you start saying so blatantly, you're brainwashed, you're this, you're that, things that nobody wants to be, they'll deny it. But if you explain to them, oh, I know that one, they usually say some good things about this, but they'll leave out some things about that. Have you like, I don't know. That's stuff I learned at the gas station, talking to fucking crazy people all the time. I have learned, oh my goodness. I'm so glad I could perfect that before they fired me.
Yeah, but I mean, the truth is that's where, like, we're all brainwashed. Like, even if we think we're not, like, I know I am. I still find things that, like, I realize, like, oh yeah, that's not me. Like, I don't know, that came from somewhere else, you know. And but like, I know that, and I'm aware of that.
Well, even today, somebody posted something in my chat about election interference, where in America, as far as I know, there still is no real proof of election interference in America. As far as I know, someone can give me real links, and I know that's such a controversial thing. But since he posted it and the post had no sources, I'm just like, what are you doing?
But that's important. See, that's important. Like that check the sources, like check for yourself, verify
now,
for
hold
yourself.
On a second.
You know?
I made a mistake, and I didn't even read the whole thing. It was about Venezuela. And I responded on it. I was like, there's no sources. Why are you weird? Some parts of it. And I was like, oh wait, this isn't even relevant. I'm like, so we can all do it. We all omit all the information. We just we assume we know what's right, what's wrong. We can all do it. We should all be double checking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And I think normalizing that helps. Like, there's no shame around it. Like, we're all doing the best we can here, you know, and I think the majority of people are pro-social and care about each other, don't particularly want to hurt anyone, you know.
Yep.
I do think so. Yeah.
I'm going to do the wrap up. I'm going to answer
Sure.
Bacon Commander. I'm going to say, you came late. Who's the guest? This is Anthony. He writes for Common Sense Rebel under Fire Tongue. His username is Inspirited. He does a lot of work on evolution of language and how language affects us in communication, because language and communication are related, but they are different. Sorry, I'm being a little nerdy. But Yeah, that's who Anthony is. He's a watch salesman, so we both work in retail. We talked about the different experiences. I am gonna post this as a VOD, and I think the audio is good, so it should be a good VOD. You can watch the VOD. Go to my Buy Me a Coffee if you want to support me, because this is my full-time job now, or become a paid subscriber if you want to support monthly. You can support monthly on both too if you're loaded. But I don't need it. So absolutely do not feel obligated to give if you don't want to. All of my, what I consider forensic articles, stuff that's important, will always be available for free when they're finished. Sometimes I'll put rough drafts online for paid Buy Me a Coffee subscribers. So if you like being on top of things early, you can do that, but it is not necessary. Everything I post on there will end up for free on here. So that's that. Subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to the VOD. I'll say bye.
Thanks for having